So, my friends, there is good news and there is bad news for today's episode. The good news is we are taking on the team currently sitting in last place in the Sao Paulo State Championships. Yes, it's the championships. I've learned a little bit more. We'll get to that in just a second. However, if we lose, we are at risk of relegation, depending on what Capovariano and Santo Andre do. We're sitting on 11 points through 11 matches. If we don't take all three, we could be in big trouble. Now, I mentioned, by the way, welcome back to our Youth Academy Challenge. It is episode 3. I am Mr. Cellophane. If you've been enjoying yourself so far, make sure you hit a like on this video. Hype it up. Do whatever you need to do to get it out to as many people as possible. So, this is the Sao Paulo State Championship. It's kind of like a league. There are basically two leagues that we're in. We're in the State League, and we're in Sao Paulo State. Apparently, that's how geography works. And there is also Série C. We haven't started the Série C season yet. That is coming up later in this episode. So there is a league stage, which is all of this, but it's part of a bigger group stage. Now, we are part of Group B with Corinthians, Mirassol, and Santo Andre. I think Santo Andre is the team we could have beaten. Now, we play everybody in all of the other groups. There are 4 groups in total. So we've played each and every one of these teams. We're playing each and every one of these teams. And we'll get to the results that we had in between episodes in just a second. And we are playing all of these teams. Obviously, Portuguesa is next. So it's kind of unfair that, and the top 2 in each group move on. It's a little unfair that we're not put up against the teams that are actually in our group. But then again, maybe it's not such a bad thing because we have a pretty strong group. All right, we have played just a couple of teams since we last saw each other. We did manage a 3-2 victory over Gremia Novo Horizontino. They are a Serie B team. We picked up, we kind of went back and forth. They scored, and then we scored. Gabriel Rosera scoring again, assisted by J. Carlos again. Then Luis Otavio in the 26th minute made it 2-1. But a penalty won by Gabriel Rosera, scored by J. Carlos, tied things up. And then J. Carlos picked up his second of the match with a feed from Mateus Maya coming in off of the bench to put us ahead with 1 minute left in regulation. After that, we took on Palmeiras, and it was pretty much as you would expect against one of the best teams. We were absolutely eaten alive by Vitor Roque. He is a $30 million player brought in a couple of seasons ago. There's not much we can do when you have a guy who his transfer value is like 100 times more than your wage budget. And then we took on San Bernardo, who I thought, they're a Serie C team, I thought we would have a better time of this. And I feel like Pegarari threw up pretty much a stinker. Things were very even throughout the match. It was just Sao Bernardo that was able to find the back of the net twice, and we were unsuccessful at all. But that does not matter. And we are going to be without the services of one of our center backs. And why is he not being shown? Because I bet it's filtering out the unavailable. It is. We have lost. Well, we've also loaned out a bunch of players, all youth guys. But Carlau is suspended for this match. He does have the 1 goal in the 9 appearances and a 6.94 average rating. Not too bad. Bruno Silva is going to take his place. That means Danielle is back in the side. Not many other things changing. Gabriel Rosera and J. Carlos up front. Fernandinho on the left. Felipe Moranga is going to be on the right-hand side. We are going to end up bringing in Bruno Alves off of the bench. The 33-year-old, although we may do that at halftime depending on how things are going. Jose Aldo in the midfield paired with Danielle, and then Guilherme, Mateus, Bruno Silva, and Tassio on the back line. Now, Danielle has not been playing. He was out injured, but he has recovered and he's passed his fitness test, so he is going to be out there for us in this final match of the Sao Paulo State Championship. Yes, we must improve our performances, however, as we get out on the pitch. Luckily for us, we are taking on the team in last place. We're in 13th. We're not that much better. But Portuguesa cannot be, they are definitely getting relegated. So in the Sao Paulo State Championship, there are also multiple leagues. I think there are like 4 divisions. This is Serie A of the Sao Paulo League, and we're in Serie C of the Greater Brazilian League Pyramid. I know it's a little bit confusing, but hopefully that will all settle in. We have also made the changes to the tactic. We're pressing a little bit more than I'm necessarily comfortable with at all times. We may adjust that as the season goes on, but we have kicked the tempo up just a little bit. Thacio picking up another yellow card. I don't know if these yellow cards and potential suspensions do carry over into the regular season. Right now we're dominating in possession, but we've only managed the 1 shot on goal. We have not yet hit the target. Meanwhile, the opposition picking up 4 shots in the first 23 minutes of this match. So even though we are on the ball a lot, we're not really doing much with it, and that's making me frankly a little bit nervous. Now we are the team in white and not the red in this match, which I have to admit is confusing me just a little bit because we have been in red most of the time. I'm even wearing my red and black stripe, although this is for Zamax in Switzerland in the Swiss Challenge League. Another fantastic jersey. I might have to slow down my intake of jerseys now that the tariffs, not that I'm getting political on YouTube, but now that the tariffs have kicked in, my jerseys are about 20% more expensive now. Has nothing to do with Mystery Jersey King, who are still fantastic, and no, I do not get paid to say nice things about them. I just use their service. If they do want to sponsor the channel, then great, hit me up. But yeah, there's now, it's like a $15-16 tariff that I had to pay on top of not only my the kit itself, but the shipping as well. So things getting a little bit more expensive. If you want to help out with that, you can always join the Patreon. Link is in the description. At least I hope the link is in the description. This is my way of telling myself that the link should be in the description. Great job by Gabriel Rosera. He is in. He shoots and he scores off of the bottom of the crossbar. I did not know if that was going to make it in. Fernandinho is going to be credited with the assist, and 52 minutes into this match. Great individual effort by Gabriel Rosera. Could he have taken a few more touches to get into the box? Oh, well, for the side of the foot and over the outstretched arms of João Paulo to give us the 1-0 lead. And that was the breakthrough, my friends, that we needed. First shot on target, and to be perfectly frank, it wasn't really on target most of the way. It wouldn't have counted if it didn't actually go in. In control once again. Don't turn it over. They are putting some pressure on our guys, kind of clogging up those lanes. But Bruno Silva will look to move it to his left. Mancini works it around to Guilherme Del Pian, who is still hanging on to things. I think I pronounce his name differently every time. Taken out. That was the, yeah, Maceo out with a red card, so Portuguesa is going to be down to 10 men for the remainder of this match. And to be perfectly frank, like, that was, I don't know about that one. I mean, obviously he went in two-footed. He was not going for the ball at all, so it is very valid, but just the way it looked. We don't see a lot of that in FM26. That was a huge thing in FM24 with these really bad two-footed slides. But that's the first example I've seen. Fernandinho turns, gets past his man, puts it in. Save made, but there's Gabriel Rosera with the goal to make it 2-0. And this will ensure our safety. Assuming things don't fall apart as we move forward, this will ensure our safety in the top flight of the Sao Paulo Championship next year. A nice save by João Pedro, but he puts the ball into a dangerous position, and our striker was just Johnny on the spot. For a guy who is designed to be a link player, he is sure scoring a ton of goals. He's got himself a brace tonight, so we're going to make a few changes. Jay Carlos, here, let's just go and do it the official way. So Jay Carlos is going to come out. We will bring in Gui Miranda, who has done a pretty nice job. He's on a hat trick, but Luca Stefanello needs some playing time, so we are going to give that to him. And Leo Isidoro back in. Let's get some work in those legs at left back as we make 3 changes. And those are probably going to be the only 3 changes we're going to make in this match. Although Jose Aldo, a little gassed, not looking fantastic. And I want to get Rodrigo Haruki some playing time. Get in there, son. But we should be seeing this one out. Just a couple of minutes left. And hopefully this will give us some nice momentum as we move into actual league play. I do feel bad that we're contributing to Portuguesa's relegation into Serie B of the competition. I think that's how it works. Wikipedia, in this case, was my friend. Only the 5 shots on goal, only 3 on target, but 2 of them finding the back of the net, and both of them off of the foot of Gabriel Rezeira. We have done what we needed to do, and we are safe in the competition. As we are beginning to build things with our team, as we are beginning to build fitness in the legs of our youngsters, we ended up in 9th place. All in all, not too bad, but the league beckons. So the one thing I really did not stop to consider is that there was a nice 6-week stretch from the last match till the beginning of the Série C league phase, or whatever you want to call it, the start of our season in the league. And that is because, well, the state championship still needed to continue. Congratulations to Sao Paulo for winning that one. Now, we do have some additional transfer activity that happened. We loaned out a bunch of players, as we mentioned. A lot of them we did not get a look at. However, our 3rd choice goalkeeper, Wesley Borges, is no longer with the club. He is at Deportes Antofagasta. He was sold. We had gotten a couple of offers in that we tried to renegotiate as loan offers because as a 23-year-old, he could have been a nice serviceable backup when our starting goalkeeper does eventually move on. He is currently 34. However, the board was like, nope, this offer is just too good to be true. Too much money. It was like 23 grand. And anyway, he is out. But we are kicking off our season against AS Confiança SE. And we played a bunch of friendlies just to, keep everything all nice and fresh, but we are just about ready to go and kick off our season. I'm just looking through and making sure that there are no players not on the bench that we absolutely want to have on the bench. Juan Richard is unregistered. Why is he? I registered everyone. One of the problems I am having with Football Manager 26 right now is when you go to register players, unavailable is by default checked. And I bet when I went back in a second time, I did not double check that. And we are without a backup left back, or at least not without the backup left back that we kind of wanted to have on the team. But we've got basically everybody else ready to go. We've got Leo Isidoro, who is a U20? I think it's U20. The U20 player who is on our bench, and he's going to be getting the playing time. Everybody's set. It looks like the yellow cards do carry over, so that's going to be interesting. Fernandinho is coming in. We do not want Mr. Barola anywhere near our team, so we'll bring in Victor Reese, and he's going to go on the bench. He's feeling a little slighted because he wants more first-team opportunities, so we are going to give him some. So it is going to be our goalkeeper, Pegarari, in goal, of course, because that's where he belongs. Guilherme Dalpion, Mateus Mancini, Carlau, and Tassio are going to be our back 4. It's Jose Aldo and Daniel in the midfield. Fernandinho on the left wing. Our strikers, Jay Carlos and Gabriel Rosero. And the loanee, Felipe Moronga, is going to get the start on the right-hand side as we get set to kick off our regular season. We've already played a season. We are now playing the actual season And here in episode 3, the Serie C season does begin, and it looks like we still are unable to use our match numbers. Apparently, this is a match we should be winning. Hey, we're in 3rd place right now. Not quite sure how that happens because we are not that high up alphabetically. At least I didn't think so. No, I mean, look at that. I mean, how does that make any sense? Maybe we'll check the stages after the match to see if there's anything, I don't know, really super weird. But we are controlling the ball from the beginning. We are at home in front of 1,387 of the Ituano faithful. I think Ituano is how I'm going to be pronouncing it. If I am pronouncing it incorrectly, let me know in the comments. I'd also love to hear what you think about the series so far, so thank you very much. If you have already commented on the past videos, I appreciate you. If you haven't, great time to start now. Fernandinho into the middle. He's got Daniel. Feed Shea Carlos. Ball through the middle. Felipe Morongo hits the post. It stays out. Denied by the frame of the goal, but early activity, and apologize, there's a little bit of a thunderstorm going on outside, so if you hear that that little bit of rumbling, then that's what's going on. Hopefully we do not lose power while I am still recording this episode. That would really stink, but they are in control. I don't. One of the things that I used to love about the skins that I would use in FM24 is that it would not use abbreviations for team names. He was offside. I felt like he was offside, but it has definitely been confirmed. The flag is up along the far sideline, so Pegarari is going to get things started with a free kick. And the fact that this highlight is continuing, I hope that bodes well for us as long as we're moving the ball forward and not just standing there holding on to it. I'm looking at you. I mean, why are our center backs just like playing catch with each other? There we go. Feed it out wide. Guillermo, move the ball. Did somebody change my tactic again? Did things get reset in some way? I literally have not turned the game off since the last match that we played. Aldo playing it forward. There we go. Rosero in. Jay Carlos gets away from a defender. Jose Aldo playing with it again. Jay Carlos feeds it through. Rosero's there, and Gabriel Rosera is going to score again. That is all he seems to do. And Jay Carlos providing the pass that led to the goal. We call that an assist in football, my friends. Jay Carlos just putting it in between the center backs into the path of Gabriel Rosera, and it is Ituano 1, Bad Guys 0. Again, because I can't remember. My memory is just not what it used to be, especially on the short-term stuff. I cannot remember what the name of our competition is in this match, and it doesn't say it anywhere. And even if I wanted to look at the live table, I can just expand. Oh, it did expand this time. When I was in the cup, it would only expand. So, Confianza. Confianza is what the CON stands for. Danielle in control again, laying it back to the defense. Did our kits get less red and more rosé in the time that we've been talking? Am I going colorblind as I'm recording this episode? I don't know. Rogero. Fernandinho feeding Jay Carlos, puts it under the outstretched leg of Luis Carlos, and Jay Carlos from Fernandinho makes it 2, nearly exactly 30 minutes into this match. That's a nice refreshing drink right there. I'm spilling all over myself, doing it live on camera. Jay Carlos picking up his first goal of the regular campaign. He's got 2 goal contributions in this match. Wait a minute. There it goes. It wasn't showing down on our little squad line on the bottom here. I would like minimize it, but I feel it makes them a little jittery. Not quite sure why it does that. Like, you would think it used less processing power, having it minimized and not being shown and constantly updated, but who knows? I don't understand how these things work. Fabricio Pereira cuts it in, and he beats Pegarari short side, and Fabrizio Pereira gets the bad guys, or the visitors, back within one. It is 2-1. Dacio, his clearance didn't go very far, and he stepped up and took the bait. Pereira somehow sneaking it inside the near corner. But that all being said, they've got a goal, but we are dominating this match, and we are on the attack once again. Just a couple of minutes later, Jose Aldo, Gabriel Rosera back for Aldo, Daniel to his defensive line, now played up the near side, Dacio to Felipe Moranga, he gets it in to Jay Carlos. I will get these names eventually, but Jay Carlos, that is a name I have no trouble with. We are up 3-1, and Jay Carlos has been involved in all 3 goals, scoring his second of this first half. See if we can get him a first half hat trick. Actually, not bad defensive play by Valdo. He just, with his back turned, he couldn't quite tell where Jay Carlos was, and Jay Carlos just able to pop it in. I'm assuming it's like all one name. I know it is Jay Carlos, but or maybe that is his last name. I haven't actually. Let's look if we can after this highlight. Will it allow us after the highlight? I think it will. Dacio, near sideline, Felipe Moranga still with it, cutting it in toward the box. Plays it to Daniel, getting it back. Jose Aldo, Daniel, and what a finish from 25 yards out. Daniel, his first goal of the year. Jose Aldo picking up his first assist of the regular season in Série C. And Ituano, in stoppage time in the first half, takes a 4-1 lead. And that is where we are going to go into the locker room. Now let's take a look. So Jay Carlos. So I'm guessing that's his full name. And he's wearing the number 9. I had him wearing the number 9 anyway. Beautiful with the shots on target. Now Jay Carlos is going to stay in this match. But I think we need to take an opportunity to maybe get some guys into some playing time. So we're going to play Victor Reese. Now, Victor Reese is naturally a central midfielder. We are training him right now to play this very role. So Victor Reese is going to come in. Again, he is our captain. We don't want to take our captain off of the pitch right now. But we will give Gabriel Rosera a rest. And we'll bring in Lucas Stefanello. So we'll make 2 changes at the half. In a match we are absolutely dominating. Get some minutes in the legs of some guys who are probably going to be, hopefully, key parts of the future of this squad. Not like the guys we're taking off are like old men. Although Jose is 26, 28. It's really on the defensive line that we need to start bringing in fresh blood. Mancini and Carlisle, though, are going to stay out there at least for now. Guillem plays it around the side. Fernandinho cutting it back. Guillem in. Victor Reese finds Guillem as he takes it deep. Guillem in. Side angle shot. And, Lucas Stefanello had an absolute open net, and he just could not find it with that header. Almost 5-1 just a couple of minutes into this second half. And the domination just continues. 64%. Conceição just not doing anything. And if I got that wrong, I apologize. I really should write this stuff down and put it in front of me. But that would involve a lot more forethought than goes into actually making these videos. I want these videos to be as organic as humanly possible. Obviously, since we're doing 2 matches within a video, there will be some editing together because obviously I've just paused, and it would be awkward if there was no kind of like formal thing in between the matches. But this one is an absolute demolition derby. Ball played forward. Barbosa's got it, gets past his man Leonardo David in there, and he makes it 4-2 67 minutes in. That was basically some pretty poor defense, and that's really been happening to us a lot, especially on that side, that right back side, where the players just are able to sneak in, get past our guy, make a pass, square it in front, and find pay dirt Like, here we go again. Fabrizio Pereira, this time taking a shot from about 19 yards out, and that one will sail into the stands. We are still on key highlights, right? Are they just trying to show the highlights of us not doing well? Although, Concha, to their credit, they have not only pulled even, but have actually taken a slight advantage over us on shots. They've actually hit the target 9 times. That means that Pegorari, even though he has led in 2, and frankly, the first one was a pretty weak one, he's still doing his job as our backstop, and he's doing it pretty well. Less than 10 minutes to go. We still find ourselves with a 2-goal lead, but they are threatening. Luis Otavio out to the near side. Like, where were you going, dude? That was very poorly played by Guillermo as our left back. So I think we are going to make a few more changes. Guillermo is going to come off. We will bring in Leo Isidoro. Jay Carlos, I hate to do it to you, man. You are on a hat trick. But we are going to get Gui Miranda, who has actually been getting a little bit of fitness with our youth team. And we can make one more change. So that is going to be Corlau is going to come out in place of Nathan Silva. Get him a few minutes into those legs and what hopefully will be an Ituano victory and our very first of the year, which will give us 3 very much needed points. In fact, looking at the live table, we are currently sitting on top of Série C. We are expected to be a lower mid-table team. I expect us to be a firmly mid-table team. Being at the top of the table after match week 1 is pretty darn good, and I will take that. Let's look at where we stand again at the top of the table. There is just the league stage, so there are 8 positions that qualify for some kind of playoff. I don't know much about the playoff. Our season preview, by the way, it appears that we were newly relegated. We are 33-1, expected to come in 16th place. Ooh, there was a nice lightning flash outside. Don't know if you caught that. Let's get rid of this, and we will look at our fixture schedule to see what is coming up. We're going to play a couple of games away, and then one of the favorites for the league, and it was almost the team that we managed, but I thought the expectations would be just a little bit too high on us. We're going to kick off the month of May at home against Nautico, a fallen giant team that's been around since 1901. See, that kind of thing I remember. And then Ponte Preta, we should be able to beat Ponte Preta even away. So no matter how we do against Nautico, Ponte Preta will play Iprianga, ABC, and Brusque off camera. If you've been enjoying the series, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, or if you just haven't gotten around to it. Really trying to boost the subscriber base and make sure these videos get out to as many people as possible. So thank you very much for your support. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think of the series and where you think we're going to finish this year. And I will catch you next time. Until then, bye-bye.